Hey guys, my name is Morgan and welcome to today's video. I've had these beans going in pots. I planted the bean seed straight into the pot and it is now time for me to transplant them. So I'm going to move down to the bottom of the garden and I'm going to explain a little bit to you guys on what you guys need to know in order to transplant correctly. So here we are at the bottom ground of the garden and this is where I'm going to be having my beans coming in. And something I just wanted to show you guys, what you must look for is when your leaves start to turn like this, when they start to change and they start to go all yellow and almost like spotty like this, that's when you know that it is time to transplant. These ones might even be a little bit too late. You can see these ones, when I transplanted them in, the leaves are also like that, and you can see the new growth is perfectly fine, all nice and healthy. So that is how you can tell that it is time to transplant your seedlings, especially with beans. You can see that the leaves start to go spotty and yellow, and that is because they are running out of nutrients in the container that they're in, because they are starting to become a little bit root bound. So when I take these beans out of the pot, we'll see that there's going to be a lot of roots around the bottom and they're running out of space and they're running out of nutrients. So it is time to get these in the ground. Something that you guys will need, that I would probably say is decently mandatory, is some good organic fertilizer. I have a fertilizer here with an NPK ratio of 27, 17, 31. So that is going to allow these plants to produce some healthy fruit and some good lush green growth. And there's also a lot of phosphorus that's going to help them settle in and allow their roots to explore and grow nice and strong, and they'll be able to support themselves for a very long time in the ground that I'm going to put them in now. If I read the instructions on this fertilizer bag, when I read under transplanting, it explains that I need to dig a hole, add some fertilizer at the bottom of the hole, and then plant the plant on top. Which makes sense, because as the roots grow and as they develop, they will then have the nutrients right there. But for the time being, before the roots start exploring and before the plant gets comfortable, every time I water, that nutrients is just going to be seeping deeper and deeper down, and the plant's not going to be able to use it till a later stage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig a hole, put the plant in, and then I'm going to put some fertilizer around the top. It is the same way that I fertilize all my other plants around here. I just put a little bit on the top, and every time I water, all that nutrient seeps down and all of the roots get a healthy dose. The best size to dig for transplanting is to dig a hole that is going to perfectly fit the size of what you are transplanting. So that fits perfectly flush. There's a little bit of mulch over here, so you can see the ground level fits perfectly flush with the ground level of what I have in the pot. So now it is time to get our plant out in the ground. So as I mentioned before, you can clearly see that all of these roots have reached the bottom and they're starting to turn around and around. So they have used up all of the space that's in here, and that is another indication that it is time to transplant. So there we have it. We have our first bean out of the 3 that we're going to be transplanting today. Perfectly in line with the ground level. It's not up, it's not flimsy. These ones I actually made a mistake with and I planted them too high, so you can see that they're not very stable. So this one is done very well. Want to make sure that it's not going anywhere, the wind is not going to blow it over. So now it is time to get our other 2 in, and it's going to be the same process. Dig a hole that they're going to fit comfortably in, and then put a little bit of fertilizer on top. I'm putting around a tablespoon per plant of fertilizer, and then we just got to cover it up, mulch, and then give it a good drink of water. We have our 3 bean plants in the ground, all fed, and it is now time for a good drink of water. So there we go, our transplant is now all complete. They've got a nice dose of food, some fertilizer, and they've got a good drink of water. I've spaced them around 15 centimeters, 4 inches apart, which is more than enough space for them to flourish and grow nice and healthy. The next thing I want to do before the rain comes, apparently there's some nice rain on the way, is get these 2 basil plants in these like tire things that I've got here. So one of them is going to flower, one of them is still producing some beautiful leaves, and I haven't had any signs of yellowing. I haven't had any signs of the leaves going all like yellow and spotty like what the beans were going. So before it even gets there, I'm going to transplant these because I can see that they are absolutely massive, and I don't know how long these pots are going to last. So I'm going to get them in here, and it's going to be the same process. I'm going to dig a hole the same size as the pot that they're in, and then I'm going to plant them. Tablespoon of fertilizer, cover them up, and a good drink of water. There we have it. We have our basil in, fed and watered, and that's also going to be the end of this video. If you have any questions about transplanting or any questions in general, please leave it in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to answer all of them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.